Right, so Tris, Matt W, supposed to be Matt P as well, but he's not currently here.
Mm.
This is the Padcast, episode 1, something we've been talking about for quite a while. It's been in the works, and it's time to begin. Episode 1, series 1.
Hello, 6 watchers.
Yeah.
It'll probably build. Hopefully.
To 7.
Yeah. Matty's on his way.
He is. Matt
Gunning it down the A1.
Yeah.
Be careful. Don't speed.
Yeah, no speeding.
He did know about it as well. We spoke to him yesterday.
Yeah. Forgot apparently.
Snowed under.
Yeah. Busy at home. Jeremy Kyle.
I think, and this isn't any offence to people who have got children, but I think if you haven't got children...
No excuse.
There's no excuse. There isn't, is there?
No children, no excuses.
And we can say that because he's not here, but when he comes here, I'll probably say it to him.
Matt W's got no kids.
Well, no.
He's here. Oh yeah, that backs of Val.
Yeah, but you've been here all day, haven't you?
Me and John have already done a shift here this morning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, so what is this? Explain it to... Well, you probably did it at the beginning.
Yeah, already done it. So, I thought we'd start off a little chat.
Different topics.
Yeah. I thought we'd start off a little chat about what is a good drummer or good musician.
Is that Matty?
That's Matty.
He's actually here.
Oh, for goodness sake. Let's start again.
No, he's coming.
Should we just start again?
No, let him
No, come
in.
on. Turn up when you want, mate.
We are rolling, so... He looks flummoxed at the minute.
Yeah. Ruby red.
Just come in. Yeah, Matt, we don't want to start on a downer, but we were saying, because, two dads here, 2 free men.
Free
men. When you haven't got children, you haven't really got an excuse, have you? His face.
For anything.
What?
I don't
As
agree
in-
with that either. I don't agree with that.
You agreed before you got here?
I did. No, I didn't. It's on
He
camera.
did. He agreed.
I was outnumbered.
That's true.
Come on.
But then, Matty,
It's back to ground,
say back to me what you always say, which is true. It's your decision to have, your choice to have kids.
It is your choice to have kids. What a bad decision that is.
Right. John was explaining what...
We'll have to plan it to his future kids.
Hey, Emily's watching this.
She already knows, it's fine.
You already used the money to buy a ring with that kit.
You proposed yet?
No.
You haven't proposed?
Not yet.
Right, we're going to chat about... Matt, you missed this because you weren't here, but we're going to chat about what you think, how you would define a good musician, or in our case, a good drummer.
Hang on, aren't those two?
Well, that's why I'm just saying this isn't a drummer's chat. It's a musician's chat, really. So obviously we're all on a journey from the start of playing drums to we're trying to get somewhere. Where are we trying to get to as drummers?
Oh, tasty.
And I mean, what is it about the great drummers? Like, what do they have, or the great musicians? What do they have that we would aspire, like that we're aspiring to get to? So, how would you define greatness in music, specifically drums? I think for us.
Aren't some of our students going to be a bit like, haven't they reached that point? That's why I'm going to them for lessons.
Well, I think that is the first point to make, isn't it? That there isn't actually a point, and we're all just looking towards something that's beyond where we are, just like they look at us and look at that point as if that's the pinnacle, but it doesn't exist, and you're just constantly chasing this thing, which is cool because it's immeasurable, isn't it?
Yeah. It is.
But there are great drummers and great musicians, and I just want to know why they're great, and therefore if we can kind of define that, then we know what we're striving to get, and we can sort of break down what it is that we need to, like the skills we need to develop to get to that point.
It's all about sound, isn't it?
Sound, that's a good start.
Just how you sound and how it feels and how you make other people feel when you're playing.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I think that's huge.
There's no big drummer that I know, or no big drummer that I've seen live, that I'm like, yeah, don't really like how you sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So more how they play rather than what they play.
Yeah.
So I think quite a lot of early drummers, don't they? They want to impress by what they play. They want to play lots of notes. They want to play fast. But when you look at the great drummers, that's not what you kind of look at in terms of greatness.
But I've had this conversation many times with different people, and it is quite subjective though, isn't it, in terms of what you define a great drummer as? Like, are we talking about? I guess could you say like a musicianship? Is that like what, like a musician? Because you could say there's so many categories, isn't there? Like as in you can't compare like Jeff Porcaro to
Slash.
No, always a guitarist. So I wouldn't be comparing him to Slash.
Okay, so that's not the comparison you're making.
Jeff Porcaro to let's see.
Gartzko.
Yes, to Gartzko. You can't because they're totally
Joey Jordison.
Yeah.
Okay.
God bless his soul.
But why? So
very different, aren't they? Because someone would be like Joey Jordison, greatest drummer ever lived. But then we're coming from it as well. Maybe he was one of the greatest metal drummers, maybe. But do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like,
but this is the thing. Like, why are the Drake the Drake drummers?
Drake.
Why are the great drummers?
Is Drake
great?
a drummer? Yes or no? Next topic.
Why are the great drummers great? Like, don't you think the ones we look up to as the great ones are kind of multi-dimensional in terms of the genres they play and stuff? Do you think that is something that a great drummer needs?
Oh. Or can like play everything?
Yeah. Well, not like
Collie Eater.
Kelly
Exhibit A.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I mean, that's not looking at his face. We'll go back to that face in a minute. Let's keep it. Can we screenshot it or something? Put it big. Let me just say this because Collie, I know he's one of those. It's just the name, isn't it? In drumming, like put it out there, and everyone's like, oh yeah, well done. It's like when you're sitting in a pub and you're talking about music, and if you say you like Ed Sheeran and Beyonce,
yeah,
you're just automatic. It's like you're socially accepted, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then when you go Sheeran, pretty talented, would never listen to him. Everyone's up in arms, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure everyone would be up in arms about Collie Eater.
Is it Collie or
Vinny.
Kelly?
Vinny. So anyway, sorry, I digress. So he's like, for me, like, you know, you get him with like the best jazz musicians in the world. Unbelievable, jazz drummer, very off he goes. You get him with some pop, like a Sting kind of poppy, unbelievable. And then like a few years ago, he did like a metal album with Megadeth on there with flipping, and you listen to him and you're just like, well, who's this? Like, and that's so cool, isn't it? I was like, who is this? I mean, usually, as soon as you hear, whilst on the subject with like Joey Jordison, as soon as you hear him, you know it's him. But Collie Eater, he's like kind of this chameleon, isn't he? And he was just like, play with Megadeth, and it was just like, well, he's playing. He's a metal drummer now, and he's killing it. So yeah, that's
what can he do? So do you think that is like an element of being great, like being able to play in multi genres, or do you think you can be considered a great but a specialist in one genre?
Yeah. Yes,
of course.
Yes, what?
Because it's subjective, isn't it?
Yeah, second one.
Because you're a great to someone, right? So the point of being a great. So there's different perspectives, isn't there? It's like what you're talking about of being one of the greats. Well, who are they? Because like there are kids that have greats that are one-trick ponies, let's say, and there are kids that have greats that are do all well.
That guy with the can, and he's on, what's his name?
El something.
Yeah.
Ah, the Spanish guy. Is he Spanish?
Yeah.
Latino.
That lad.
Latino.
And all the comments under him is like, yeah, what's this? Damn all these lingos.
Yeah,
goat, innit? Goat. Greatest of all time.
But
no, he's not.
But I think
brilliant.
I think like terms like great, world class, legend are kind of watered down these days, aren't they?
Yeah, that word gets flung around willy-nilly, doesn't it? Legend. No, he's not.
So this is the thing, right?
Not a legend.
Everyone has their greats, like people they look up to. Like for us as kids, we're in the sort of era of Travis Barker, Chad Smith, John Otto. So when you're a kid, although they're great to you because they play the genre you love, they play the way you want to play, are they actually great? So that's what I'm saying. Like when you define greatness, like shouldn't it be a very small minority of people or musicians? And if it is, what do they have that makes them great that's different to the people who specialise in one genre? So obviously you can be an idol, you can be exceptional in your genre, but to be a great, do you think you have to be multifaceted in being able to play different genres?
I guess if you ask the
producer...
Sorry, go on, Matty.
No, I don't think necessarily, because if you look at some metal drummers, they're like outrageously good at what they do. Stupid feet, stupid hands. But then I've never, maybe it's because I've never really seen any metal drummers try and play like pocket. Or even if I do, like, I don't feel like I rate it. But there's no doubting that they are great at drums and what they do.
Great at heavy metal.
Yeah.
But do you think that makes them a great drummer or great musician? Like not great in terms of like they are great, but like they're a great, like a legend, like a master. Like that's quite a good term actually, a master. Like if you're aspiring for mastery of an instrument, do you think you need to go beyond your favourite genre?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you feel like heavy metal is almost like a separate genre to other genres?
Can of worms.
Does it
No,
become
like
another instrument?
Like not in a bad way. It's kind of like either or, isn't it? Like you're saying, like there's great heavy metal drummers, and they never kind of.
No, that's true, isn't it?
Mhm.
But if one was John Otto, whilst his name popped up, Limp Bizkit, but everyone should know that.
Uh-huh.
I think I don't know if it's just a rumor, but I think he was originally. I think he had jazz training back. I think he went to music college, and had jazz tuition.
But did he ever? I mean, he was obviously. I don't know what he did.
You can kind of hear. So, if we're on the subject of metal drummers, some metal drummers you can hear that's all they play. They're probably not influenced by a lot of other genres. But metal drummers that I love are drummers that their scope and what they listen to is so broad that they're kind of throwing in other elements of other genres. So John Otto, for example. Can't believe we talk about John Otto. I don't know why, but do you know what I mean? That's another. Yeah. And we say this because he
plays a rack.
He had a rack. Yeah.
What happened to the rack? Did you get peer pressure?
He got peer pressure
Peer
there.
pressure and it's taken it away. Now
It does look
it's
better.
gone into the loft of doom.
It does
Never
look
to be
better.
seen again.
Now we're peer pressuring him to propose. Poor lad.
He's got to sell the rack.
Okay, so
you can hear elements in John Otto's playing of that kind of musicianship. He's not just a metal drummer. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of his parts, we were all influenced by him at some point. They're clever, aren't they? And musical.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Okay.
he grooves.
Quite gospelly
Like he
as
can
well.
groove, can't he? Like
Yeah.
in some of those verses. But then you can open up and do the metal thing. So I think that's quality. Where you, cause some metal drummers you don't really feel anything apart from just like that aggression and
the power,
the
speed.
But for him, for example, you can like
he takes us to the Matthews Bridge.
yeah, that kind of, and you kind of like you bounce up and down.
Yeah.
Where's this there?
Like I was talking to him earlier about the what was
We're
that?
really showing our age now.
Me and Matt.
Some of the youngsters watching this. Bit who?
They're in their 50s now.
Oh, don't.
I know.
Get
That's
up,
mad.
get up. I still go and see him.
It's like the Friends cast. They're all in their 50s now, aren't they?
I know.
And the
But
rest.
Limp Bizkit probably will look the same that they
That's
did.
what I was thinking, do
Whereas
they still
no, but I think most of the friends
all the work.
I haven't had anything done.
So are we saying an element of mastery on an instrument is going into all genres, at least studying them, being interested in, being open-minded to playing them? Do you think that is something we should be doing as people who are aspiring to be great drummers?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because some people, especially I think early drummers or musicians, they get so like stuck in their favourite genre, don't they? They never even want to go elsewhere.
We all had that, didn't we? Right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I think doesn't that show what you get really into when you first start playing? I don't know. That does carry through, does it? Don't you think? Like as in, if you only play jazz, and you're a jazz drummer, would you branch off into going, I'm going to learn some metal stuff now. I'm going to learn some pop, some cool R&B stuff. Like, do you do that? I don't know.
What, in general, or you mean?
Yeah, or is that your
specialist?
Yeah,
genre?
you're always that's what you work on the most, isn't it?
Yeah,
the music that you love.
Yeah.
And that's hard. I've always found that hard.
But I think as I've got older, like I definitely love more music than I did. Like I'm not trying to love it. It's the stuff I didn't really like that I do now, which is strange. Okay, so let's say that's one element, right? Being comfortable playing all genres. What else? What else would you say defines a great drummer?
I'll just put a question out there.
Go on.
Let's go round. like a what would you rather type thing.
Yeah.
Be interesting. It might all be the same. What I'm thinking. Where everyone. Let's start with Matty. What would you rather be a master and brilliant at one genre, like the genre that you love, like you are considered the world's best at it, or be brilliant at all the genres?
What, but not as great as in one?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
be the best.
Yeah,
the best
be
in the world.
unbelievable.
The best in the world
at this genre, that everyone goes to you for that, or when you're spoken about, like as in Matty Payne, unbelievable, like that, or be good, be
just good. What's good?
Oh,
Yeah, I'll go for the first one.
yeah, it's
The
probably
best
a
in one
silly
genre.
question.
What, but useless in others?
Not that great in others.
Just like average Joe.
Yeah, just kind of you just
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, you like that. You're kind of all right at it.
I tell you what.
Go on.
Let's give 2 drummers as an option. Which would you rather be? Okay.
Yeah.
So someone who's a specialist in a genre.
And can I be average Joe?
Oh man.
And you can't be John Otten.
Let's say what, Steve Gadd,
Yeah.
or who would you say is someone up there in just known for one genre? Jordison?
Barker. No.
Barker?
Not the new album.
Oh, Travis. I thought you meant Sue Barker.
To be fair, yeah, no.
Gad.
Hang on, we haven't got an option yet.
Gadd or who?
We've only got
Doesn't
Gad.
matter. It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Oh,
Okay.
look at that.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Fair enough.
Gad. You just said it. It's
But-
chilly in here.
With someone like that's career, you'd never be bored unless you just got bored of the instrument, which is unlikely. You'd never be bored of what you're playing. 1 minute you're doing, I don't know, Clapton stuff. Then next minute you're playing Ronnie's, doing jazz
Quintet.
Yeah,
Steely Dan, do you want to
yeah,
do something with us in Atlanta?
yeah.
Please.
Or you could be Joey Jordison, whoever, doesn't matter. Just playing that specific genre.
The same type of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I think we better move on from this subject.
Oh. But do we
Not-
have
not-
a conclusion or?
Not core subject.
open.
I mean element of the subject, like genres, right? What else do you think drummers need to work on, or what great drummers have that makes them great?
Obviously, isn't it? Just playing, serving the music and playing, like we were. What?
Here's one.
Go on.
Here's a statement.
Oh.
Underplaying is just as bad as overplaying.
I heard that the other day. Who said that?
Louis Palmer.
Louis Palmer.
Oh yeah. Quality drummer, isn't he?
Where did I see that?
I don't know.
He's pasty now. He's pasty.
Yeah. Where though? Because
I don't know.
maybe I did.
Matty's
too.
gone pasty.
Yeah.
They all do in the end.
That is true. That's true. So
Wow.
so
I'm gonna
Yeah,
start saying
it's
that to
almost
students.
like have you ever listened to a track and you are thinking this needs to be doing something else now,
Mhm.
but then you think, oh, I can't be thinking that because actually less is more. Just groove, that's good. You know, it's interesting. John Mayer's a good example of that, isn't he? Like some of his stuff is just so straight. It's almost like sometimes like, I could have put a little something in there going into that bridge,
Mhm.
but they just chose to just ride. You know, the ride, for example, play the ride for 3.5 minutes.
Which is you're saying he's underplaying.
Yeah, but I've never heard that. It's interesting. Underplaying is almost is it as bad as overplaying?
Yeah, because I
It's
think
interesting.
yeah, because I think overplaying's got such a bad rap, hasn't it? Recently, overplaying almost.
It's almost like the worst thing you can be called as a drummer, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're at a gig or a
Yeah.
job. And
Now it
Can you
is.
just be less busy? Like, can I leave? I want to go
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
Oh, it's awful, isn't
Is
it?
that in this country though? Because a lot of, if you look at artists in this country, a lot of stuff is like you go to see a big pop artist, whatever, doesn't matter who it is, and the drummer's doing nothing, like just playing like electronics, 2 and 4, whatever, boring. Anyone can do it.
Yeah,
But then you look at the American lot, and like all their drummers are going nuts on their live tracks and going absolutely ballistic.
Mm-hmm.
It might be quite low down in the mix, like you might not be able to hear it that much if you're in the audience and you're not listening for it, if you're not a drummer or a musician listening for that kind of stuff. But is it more encouraged to be like, not necessarily overplaying, but busier and more interesting, I would say, in other countries rather than here? Do you think the UK scene of drums is trying to be boring and playing it safe?
Nah, I don't think so. Like, you look at, we were talking about Matty Brown, weren't we? And he does a large chunk of the work in the UK. We were saying when we saw Old Sam at Live Lounge with all them lot, but he plays with everyone now, doesn't he? Like Stormzy and that lot. You see him now, and I don't know. It might be a Yank American culture thing.
Oh yeah, the splash, the sense splash.
It might be an American culture coming out of the gospel chops thing, mightn't it? But, but I think it is definitely in.
That's the point, because we don't really have much of that here.
Any what?
We don't really have much like
Gospel
chop kind of drummers.
You do in your church, don't you?
Not really, no.
Do you not do all that in the church?
No, not the kind of the chop stuff.
Or is it? It's all.
It's kind of just quite straight.
Okay, so drum mastery. We've got comfortable in multiple styles. Good musical choices in terms of don't underplay or overplay. What else do you think? How about like hands, dynamics,
Sorry
finesse?
to go back a little bit, because we did. I'll just say it really quick. The underplaying and overplaying thing, that is like a minefield, isn't it, for a drummer? Because you say, for example, you could be playing, somewhere, someone's booked you or you're in the studio or something. I always think like the great drummers, going back to the greats, how are they making like the producer like in the control room going, like, this is why we're paying the big bucks for this guy, compared to another drummer who comes in and he kind of does the same thing, plays a bit straight and then does a little feel that he thinks is going to be good, and maybe it does sound good, but the producer's kind of going, right. It's so hard. It's just so hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
I almost want someone to be honest, like the producer. Right, how do you want me to play this? But great drummers, they wouldn't. I don't think they'd ask the question. They'd go in, and that's what they do. They put their headphones on and they go, "Thank you. That's why we pay you this amount."
Do you think it's some sort of fame bias, being like,
Yeah.
Gad's doing this, so it's wicked.
You got to earn it
rather than me doing it. And they're like,
Gad's played a straight 4/4, and we paid him $8,000 for a 4/4 track, but it's Gad.
Yeah.
He's earned that, hasn't he? He's earned that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
There's the same thing with like the Beatles, isn't it? Like Paul McCartney still going. Everyone, like, if Paul McCartney brings out a new song, it's a great song because he was a Beatle. It's like that kind of thing. But I think with someone like Gad, I think he would make the right musical choice for the song. Like, he's that good. He's that experienced. He's like, I don't think we'd ever just say that's good just because it's Gad. I think we do say. I think most of the time you hear it and you're like, Gad, good Gad.
Good Gad.
Good
girl.
Which I think sort of answers your question about being a great, doesn't it? Like, being a great is knowing what is adding to the track, and what is too much or what is too little. Like, the greats just would know that.
They just know it, yeah.
Otherwise, they're not that great.
Yeah.
Okay, so how about hands, right? Finesse, control, touch, power, speed, all of this stuff. So obviously we use practice pads as drummers. We play rudiments. We work on these things to kind of build these skills. Do you think that's something all the great drummers have? Because I know people. I mean, there's been a bit of talk about rudiments at the minute. I don't know if you've heard it. Whether they're necessary anymore. Whether they serve a drummer. Like, whether
Who's
there's
talking
any.
about this? Jared Falk.
I saw David.
Jared Falk wouldn't be talking about that. He gets half his blimmin'.
Well, it's
off of his flammadiddle, paradiddle pops and things like this.
They've got a course for everything, haven't they?
Yeah.
But it's quite an interesting conversation, isn't it? Like, do they serve a drummer now? Practice rudiments, because they were written by snare drummers for snare drummers, right? But
as teachers, how do we go? You know, the student go, why? Like, I've never.
What's the point of this?
I have never played a Ratamacue in any song in my life, and I don't think have you?
No,
have you ever played Ratamacue in a song?
I would say that we do need them, because I think I do play a lot of rudiments
without knowing.
I'll just play.
Do you think
stuff, because we've
been
playing for X amount of years.
Doubles, flams.
Yeah, but okay, so like the
drags,
the easier ones, loosely easier.
The rough.
Yeah, like flams, drags, rafts, doubles,
Yeah.
paradiddles.
But they're the big,
Count
they're the
singles if you
big,
want,
the
but-
big boys, aren't they? Like the other ones, you kind of like, yeah.
But the rolls, I use rolls all the time,
Yeah.
like
5, 7,
various
9s.
various lengths, but not necessarily thinking about, right, I'm going to play a roll rudiment here. It just comes out, and then even like Swiss Army triplets, like flam paradiddles,
Accents.
it all just comes out. It just comes out. So I do think you do need it.
What within? Yeah, but when we're kind of, because there's two different sides, isn't there? There's a solo, the instrument and as itself as a solo like instrument where we're just, you know, when we're in here, we're trying all these ideas, you know, these flipping hurters and flams and all this, and flam taps and all things like this.
Like soloing, like playing a solo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is it that side of drumming? Like absolutely, I think. But I don't think, apart from like double strokes, yeah, flams, drags in like a pop song, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I don't think I've ever used like I said, like a Ratamaki or a Swiss Army triplet.
Mm-hmm. Pataflafla.
Pataflafla. A Swiss Army triplet.
But okay. So
in like a pop song.
So what purpose do you think rudiments serve as why should drummers practice rudiments? Because I think there's the vocab itself, like you were just saying, just learning that vocab, you internalise that through repetition, practice on a pad, and it becomes part of the vocab that you express in a solo, in a song. So you've got the vocab that it teaches you, but also I think there's the hand control, right? The hand control, the finesse, like the just the control of your hands. That's also what rudiments bring, right? Practice in rudiments bring that as well. Do you think that's an element, like a reason why we need rudiments, why we should practice them, and an element we should be focusing on to be a great drummer?
Yeah, I think exactly that. Like you don't buy a penknife and go, oh, I'm going to be really disappointed one day when I realise I haven't ever used the corkscrew.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you have a penknife just in case you need it, or whatever. So like I think learning the drums as a beginner or as a drummer in general is great because it gives you all the tools. It doesn't matter if you're ever going to use them or not, because all that muscle memory that you've learned and all that, like, I don't know, finger technique, foot technique, don't forget about the feet.
Yeah, it's coming.
You've learned how to do that. So like us guys can blast out, doubles or whatever it is, rudiments that we're learning. We can do that now because we've sat there and gone, oh, these rudiments, I'm going to have to sit at this pad and do that. And what it gives you isn't this useless set of like patterns that you may or may not use.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you exactly what you're saying is the skills and repetition and technique to be able to perform the things that we do want.
Is
to
that the
use.
rudiment oath you just did then?
It did.
Sorry, I had to say something about this.
You not heard about Drummers Honour?
Oh yeah, I take the rudiment oath.
But
I know they're like 50s. How many 52? Is there 50 something?
42.
Well, there's
Maybe I made a couple up.
There's 40 recognised ones, isn't there, by the Percussive Art Society. But again, people are talking about now whether we need them, and I'm all for that, right? All for the hand. Like for instance, Lawrence Stone's Stick Control, the book. I don't know if you've ever worked through that.
Matty has.
So again,
I haven't, don't worry.
quite a lot of drummers, especially modern day drummers, would look at that book and think, what is the point of that?
Yeah.
But I just think from studying that book, there's a huge skill you develop to be a great drummer. And I think the great drummers have got that, the stick control, like all of these patterns that they've just played over and over again, just internalised, the accented patterns, the flammed patterns, the sticking patterns, all of this stuff. I just think that is such a core part of being a good sounding drummer. I just think,
Yeah, it is 100%. I think the whole like modern day thing of being like, I don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
This is opening up a big can of worms, but is just social media telling you that you don't.
Oh, there it is.
We don't have to go into social media, but
That's
it is social media
another
making
day.
you lazy, being like, well, no.
And the thing is, young drummers
I'm this
now
good in 3 minutes.
watching stuff. If they open up a thing saying, like a drummer going, right, we're gonna play, for the next like 10 minutes, we're gonna go through the most important rudiments, techniques. I guess some drummers would, young drummers would, but the danger is now, like we always say, it's the spectacle, isn't it? It's that kind of like little entertainment hit. So kids would rather watch someone set a light to their kit now, and then put a canvas on the ceiling, like we said, with a load of paint on your kit, and smack it, and then sell the canvas for £200.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of that's the the weird offshoot that we're getting with that stuff now, isn't it? That's a different topic. That's probably a different topic we're going on to there.
And it's time as well, isn't it? If you say to someone, practice this for 2 years and you will get the biggest skill, it's just like, oh no, I can't commit to that. It's like, just show me what to do now. I just want to be able to play it in 5-10 minutes. It's like that kind of thing, isn't it? It's like that persistent.
Instant.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure there was some like well-known, like legendary drummer. I don't know who it was now. Oh, I can't remember. I think he got like a book, like a hand technique book. And yeah, I think he. And I say this to some of my students who are like, we've been on this for quite a while. And I always say it's like, there's a teacher there, and he made his students run a pad for 2 years when they went to it. 2 years. Can you imagine that?
Before touching the kit?
Yeah.
Wow.
2 years.
But
we have no students here.
No, yeah, that's true. I don't. Yeah, I think the first few months of a new drummer's, that like the first 2 or 3 months should be about having fun, right? To entice them into loving the instrument first.
Yeah.
But the rudiment thing though, like we said before, like there's so many different sides to drumming, and in being a successful drummer or a well-regarded drummer, because a lot of big huge bands like drummers. Let's say for example, I don't know, showing my age now. Say for example the Coldplay drummer.
Will Champion.
Yeah, oh there we go.
Yeah.
What he plays for Coldplay is perfect for their songs, isn't it? Like his parts, they're memorable, they're perfect for what Coldplay needs.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to get and I don't know, but I'm just saying for example, maybe if you went to him and said, oh, do you know, can I hear a Pataflafla, or can you? He might be able to play all this. I don't know.
He probably can. Yeah.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
But some drummers, huge drummers in big bands, if you went to them with some of this stuff, they're like, I don't really know what that is. But then they're selling like millions of records and very successful.
But that doesn't define greatness, does it? There's loads of pop artists making loads of money today who you wouldn't necessarily call one of the greats, would you? So I'm talking about like.
Oh yeah, I guess it's being successful, isn't it?
But you're right. It's hard because you're only as good as the arena you're playing in, aren't you? Like you can't. Like Steve Gadd couldn't start bringing out certain stuff if he's playing for so and so. So, but again, it's. I mean, I don't know Will Champion beyond Coldplay, but again, he might be a great drummer. I don't know, but I guess here we're talking about what you would need. So obviously, if a great drummer played in Coldplay, they would play what's Will Champion's playing. But could Will Champion play for Chick Corea? Or so. Yeah, but you're right. It's the same like Ringo Starr, isn't it? People bash Ringo Starr, but it's like he played what was required for that music, the Beatles music. Like I don't listen to a Beatles song and think, oh, I don't like the drumming this, or shouldn't have played that on that.
Yeah.
Why is there no blast beats? Idiot.
Pat Flarfly.
Blast or blast?
Blast.
What?
There's no R in blast.
He's multi.
Well, do you remember? Yeah, because like with Apple, we didn't say apple, do we? We say apple.
Apple.
Mm-hmm.
I want an apple. I want an apple.
That was a bad example.
Scottish people do.
But yeah, there are anomalies like banana. We all say banana.
Oh, you didn't say. Do you say banana?
No.
Well,
Tomato.
Anyway.
We digress.
So what else do you think? So we've got to get on our practice pads, we've got to work on our sound. I guess sound is the biggest thing, right? Whenever you hear a good drum in a studio, a good drummer on an album, whatever, you like the way it makes you feel when you hear it, just that it's that.
Is that production though, or how they're post-production, or is that how they're playing? Like as in, what do you think, Matty? You're into all
It's
that.
so hard to tell nowadays what's drums and what isn't.
What real?
Yeah,
What's real and what's not?
It's just
technology is so good now.
Deep fake. They've taken a really great drummer and put it on their track and didn't even play on it.
Yeah.
It's possible now, isn't it?
Probably.
AI.
Yeah.
If you listen to people in drums in person, it's all just that internal dynamics. Not internal. Yeah, internal, like subconscious dynamics. They've got, all the great drummers have like such a wide range of dynamics. They have like, I stole this from a drumming thing I saw years and years ago. But they have like I don't know what that is. They had like 30 levels, say for example, of like dynamics. Whereas
30 levels.
you start off playing drums and you think, right, I'm gonna play quietly, medium,
and then loud.
and loud. Maybe medium.
Mm-hmm.
It's either quiet or loud, and you've not got anything in between.
Mm-hmm.
But whereas the great drummers, they don't think about that. They've got all these like tiny little levels that they can just hit as and when and as they feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like a big part of
dynamics.
feel and how you sound, and like
Dynamics are
part
huge.
of-
Yeah, that is
part
huge,
of mastering
Mm-hmm.
the instrument.
Mm-hmm.
That is such a huge thing, isn't it?
Yeah, and I guess in like
You can spend time working on anything as a drummer, isn't it?
what's
I
that?
think it's dynamics.
Dynamics. Yeah.
That's like what makes you musical, isn't it?
Yeah. The light and shades, aren't they? The dark and
The yin and yang.
the yin, of music is the dynamics.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think like hard work is like people forget about hard work, don't they?
This is
It's
the big
like-
one. This is a huge one. I think. Yeah.
Like these greats, like there is massive amounts of things to say about being gifted and like stuff happening naturally and stuff like that, because some people find it harder than others, me being one of those people. But like actually putting the work in, like
Mhm.
luckily I was young at the time and I had the time to sort of do it, but like it takes a lot of work and repetition and, you know, discipline, yeah, all the things that are actually really good and helpful for you
And life
in your
skills.
life,
Mhm.
life skills. But it does. I don't know of many greats that wouldn't have put that hard work in.
Yeah.
And I think that's worth pointing out to, especially the up and coming guys coming through this place. Is like, yeah, it's frustrating. It takes a lot of hard work, and there's going to be days where you can't do stuff, and you know, it's that, you know, it's quite a like you say, good life lesson. But also, it's good to say to them like, but when you get it, it feels amazing.
So
And, like,
rewarding. Yeah.
like when you're learning like songs and stuff, and you find like you get your first take, and you're like, I did it!
Yeah.
I did it! Like, you know, like we're making videos and stuff, getting that sort of. It's such a great feeling, and you have to like use that as sort of bait, don't you? To like.
It's like
It is worth it.
Yeah, achievement, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's like that grafting for it, and then you're like, yes.
But
Talent will only take you so far, wouldn't it?
Yeah. In
Yeah.
anything, it's talent, dedication, isn't it? And just commitment to something. And I think that's the other thing. I think people knowing how often to practice. I think people sort of take up an instrument, the drums as an example, and they play it like an hour a week or something, like just occasionally. Like, I might have a go at the drums, but I think all those greats, they literally get up first thing, practice, love it. So in terms of practice, what do you think like is a like how often should people be practicing if they want to aspire
Hour
to
a
be
day.
great? Hour a
At
day.
least an hour, 2 hours a day, really. Like, again, if you come back to the 10,000 hour rule, and we're talking about mastery, it should be at least 2 hours a day as like a realistic time for everyone.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can if you can do more, and if you've got the time and your life schedule allows, then absolutely do more. But at least I think 2 hours a day of practice.
That's huge.
But what's something always baffled? Like I'm always baffled by, is maybe some people I've spoken to, some students, and they kind of maybe they'll say, I forgot to practice, or I didn't think to practice this week, and so I guess for me to hear that, and probably like you guys, like for me to hear that, that I can't relate to that at all, because at school. Probably the reason why in maybe all of my reports was like, lovely lad, friendly lad, struggles to concentrate, whatever. Yeah, but in the last 2 lessons, I was literally just like, I was excited to get home and to play and practice for like I mean, my parents are unbelievable. Let me have a kit in the dining room, like a full-size kit, Pearl Export in the dining room, and I would just play and practice probably for like an hour.
Yeah, we've seen the videos on YouTube.
Probably every night.
We've seen the little videos on YouTube.
From a little...
Probably cutting a little thing of it.
Bring back the fringe.
But yeah,
Straighten hair,
so
innit?
no, I did straighten it. So yeah, I'm always like, but how do you mean you didn't think, you forgot?
Don't you love this?
Yeah, that's the thing.
yeah.
I couldn't wait to get home to practice. Like, I just couldn't wait.
Live at the Mark, Tom and Travis show, the whole album. CD player on the floor.
Yeah. But those years, like you were saying, like when you're younger and you got that time to kind of that, it was just like I don't know. Yeah, for me, I guess I didn't kind of have to kind of write in my school plan like practice drums half an hour tonight, like with something that I needed to do, and then do my homework. It was like I didn't even think about it. Through the door, Mum, can I play drums, please? Yeah.
I think that's the reason you get to the level that we're at, and obviously like much higher, is from like genuinely, absolutely just loving the instrument and just not having to think about I must
it's
go
not a
and
chore,
practice.
is
Like,
it? To
you
go
just,
and
it's just
practice
muscle memory to walk to the kit.
Yeah.
You just go and play drums. Like
Yeah.
you eat your dinner,
Exactly.
then
yeah.
your breakfast. It's just something that you do. You just go and play the drums. It's not.
Because
like,
it brings you so much enjoyment and
Yeah.
happiness, doesn't it? And it's just
I feel like if you
the
don't
best
necessarily have that,
yeah
it's going to be much harder
to get better.
to get better.
Yeah, you gotta love it, haven't you?
Yeah.
Which is probably the last ingredient, isn't it, of being a great is
Passion.
passion.
Yeah. I mean,
To sum up.
to come back to Gad, I went and saw him at Jazz Cafe the other day. Was he 78
I can't remember now.
or something? And he's still out there touring, playing.
Explains people, that age kind of anything, isn't it? People
That would
like,
do.
I'm just kind of done now.
Tired,
Like, I need to
Yeah.
just enjoy the rest of my life and just rest now. But he's like, no.
And sounds no worse, like he's not putting any less feel into the notes, just
And he's probably done it like just thousands and thousands and thousands of
know.
times, like hours,
know.
like just, and he's still like, off we go.
So final question
To sum up,
for everyone.
final thoughts.
One name. Give me a
Take
drumming
care of
great.
yourselves, Andy.
Drumming great. Start with you, Tristan Murray.
For me, it's Jeff Porcaro every time.
Jeff Porcaro.
Toto,
Matt
various
W.
other artists.
Wait, is this drumming great or our favourite drummer? Or?
Drumming great. Who you would consider the ultimate drumming great?
Oh man, I think like tying into what we were saying earlier about like people being able to delve into other areas and give a little bit of flair into an area where people don't generally do that. I think for me it's probably Josh from Issues, who aren't a band anymore, but Josh Manuel, he's just this guy who like has this epic groove that you can add into like heavier music that I don't think people are doing to that extent a lot of.
Right.
So for me, like in my little pocket that I choose to live in, I think he is one of the greats in that world.
And for you, the greatest drummer?
Like I said, in my pocket.
What about out your pocket? You climb out your pocket.
What about in the world, not your little pocket?
I'm quite happy to live in my little pocket.
Come out your pocket, Orla.
Oh, come on, jump out your pocket.
Come on, jump. You know you want
But
to.
like,
It's nice.
if there was something that I wanted to be like and sound like, it'd be
him.
Be him, yeah. And it's got nothing to do with like chops or speed or anything like that. It's just like feel.
The feel.
Go for the feeling.
Yeah. Do you want to know? No.
Gartzka, Matt Gartzka.
Serious?
Absolutely.
Wow.
I do consider him like the greatest drummer.
Wow.
Like,
I mean, he's brilliant.
I'm not too bothered, unfortunately. Maybe because of my age. I'm not too bothered, and I don't idolise much over the older drummers like Vinny. Yeah, of course. Like, I very much appreciate them. I know, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But modern, for me, like growing up and playing drums, Matt Gartzka was just the guy that I was like, oh my god.
Wow.
Just he can do everything.
Yeah,
Absolutely everything.
Uh-huh.
What about you?
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't ask me.
You brought up the question. You got to have an answer.
I think
Gad.
I think it's Gad. I
You
do.
love the Gad.
I know it's textbook, but yeah, for me, he's just got every element of what I think are great.
Even his black sticks with the white tips.
No, it's the only
No.
thing. It's the only
Come
thing.
on, Gad. What you got them? Are they the ahead ones? Those drummers wank ahead carbon.
The metal ones.
Oh,
I had the Joey Jordan.
oh, like playing with two steel pipes in your hand.
Yeah, not
Sorry,
good.
go on, John.
Yeah, for
Sorry,
me,
go on, John. On.
for me, Gad's got the feel. He's got groove. He's got the chops. He can play in
He's got the look.
every genre. He's got the look. The feel he puts into everything, like bouncing on his store.
That'd be the.
He's got the.
Hey!
He's got
Had
the
to be
rudiment,
said.
the hands, the room. He's
Yeah.
got the trad grip. He's got the match grip. Yeah, for me, he's what I aspire. He what I'm most influenced by. That's like like I can see him at the top of the mountain. That's where I'm trying to climb to. Yeah.
Yeah.
But good conversation.
Well done.
To be a great.
And it was clean,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Nothing offensive.
This time, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Easy man.
there's a
Best
statement.
episode.
I know what you like, Tris.
You know,
Obviously,
it's family. It's family.
Family show. It's a family show.
It is. It is. It's not nothing coarse.
All right, we better go teach.
With that.
Good one. Good one.
Good ending.
Good one, boys.
Oh,